Most income investors think they know how much they're going to make because the spreadsheets or calculators tell them so. But what happens when you compare forecasted income to the actual cash that hits your account? In this video, I'm walking through my income forecast versus actual income spreadsheet using ULTY and CHPY as real examples. We're going to look at what the yield said, what the model predicted, and what actually got paid month by month. This isn't about trashing high yield funds. It's about understanding why income forecasts break and how to build a model that doesn't lie to you. So stay tuned. Welcome back to Simply Money. Today we're looking at the forecasted income versus the actual income spreadsheet so you can make a wise decision and you can track how it's actually performing to what you expected it to. I'm going to walk through this with two examples, ULTY and CHPY. We're going to look at the forecast as well as what's actually been happening. And then we're going to walk through the spreadsheet, how it works and how it operates. If you'd like a copy of this, you can get that down at the Buy Me a Coffee in the link below. They're available there on the shop page. I appreciate your support with that. For those who have gotten them, if you have any issues, as always, just reach out. We're here to help. So today we're looking at this. I'll just give you a quick overview of the spreadsheet. Basically, all you have to do is fill in the yellow cells. I put an instruction sheet over at the beginning tab. We'll look at that here in a minute as well. And of course, you can always reference this video and rewind it and watch to make sure you're understanding it. Down here at the bottom, there are 20 tabs. You can fill into up to 20 ticker symbols. You don't have to do anything. As you can look over here on number 3, you can just leave it blank and it won't fill anything in. It won't affect your cumulative. We're just using 1 and 2 for now. You don't want to change the name of these. You just want to keep them ticker 1, ticker 2. What you do want to change up here is the ticker symbol. So we have ULTY. You just type in ULTY. Want to make sure that's in all caps, just like it would be on the ticker symbol. You want to put the starting date, the date that you actually bought the fund or that you want to forecast from. Now, hold on to this thought. Whenever you put that date in, that is going to be the date that you were looking at in both the forecast and comparing it to the actual. As you can see here, we have what our share price is. You can see the price here. Then you can compare it over here in column K to what it actually is. And that's based on this date. You put in the date here. It'll start on week 1, year 1, week 1. And it'll go down because this is a weekly payer right here. You can change that to monthly if you had a monthly payer, but this is a weekly paying fund. So we're going to keep it weekly. And it just fills in that automatically from the date you start it right here. You don't have to change anything down here. Just whether it's a weekly fund and what date you're starting it. Then here in C2, you just put in the number of shares that you're starting with. We put in 400 shares of ULTY, and that's based on the share price at the adjusted price, which starting back in this time frame would have been $62.40. The starting dividend amount, what was the dividend amount paid on this date or the first dividend after this date? So you have a starting amount, and we put the $1.03 that it was. For those who have followed ULTY on that date, it was 10 cents, 0.103. But because it's been adjusted for the split, it shows $1.03, and so has the price been adjusted. Now, what I put in here, this is what you expect. This is your forecasting what you want the share price growth rate to forecast. You can change this to anything you want. What I've done is I've used from this date until the present, what has it done? And I've used that date to be the date that we're using. As well as here, this is what you expect the dividend growth rate to be. As you can see with ULTY, I'm using negative because I am, again, using the rate of return and growth that we've seen since the inception right here. So we look here, it's at a negative 40% share price growth and a negative 42% annual growth rate on the dividend. Here you can put in how much you plan on contributing in your forecast. This is what you're forecasting to contribute. So you can put that as weekly or monthly as well, right here in the drop down. We just put here that we're going to contribute $25 a month. That's our forecast. This is what we bought. We're going to continue to add $25 a week. I apologize, I said a month, but we're going to make that $25 a week. And as we come down, year one, week one, you can track based on this forecast, this percentage right here in these two cells, you're getting your prediction. So it's going to decrease by 40% annually on both of these, and then it's going to track it. You have your first date, how many shares you started with, the share price, the dividend amount, how much the dividend paid, that $3 times your 400 shares gets you your $412. You're able to buy 6.6 new shares. You added $25, so you got 0.4 more shares, and this is your total value forecasted. We'll just come down here. We'll go to year 3. This is approximately when, based on this forecast, you would have doubled your money. At this point, you see that you have the total number of shares has gone up from 400 to 2,349. Share price has fallen to 22. Dividend has fallen to 36 cents. Your dividend payment is up to $854 on this. You're adding 38.78 more shares by dripping. And you could follow this down, and it goes up to 20 years, 30 years, I think it is. It depends if you do weekly or monthly. So you can follow that down and see where it would be down the road. So that is tracking the forecast based on these yellow cells that you're filling in. So you fill in these yellow cells here. You choose whether it's weekly distribution. You select whether it's a weekly or monthly contribution that you're forecasting. Then you come over here in this blue section. This here is your actual performance. Based on the date that you put in over there, it starts filling in what the actual share price. Now, as you see in these yellow cells, this is your actual dividend amount per share. You have to go in each week and put in what they actually are paying per week. This is because you're tracking it week by week. We can't forecast what that will be. And then each week, as you get paid, you just come down here and you add that in. In this column here, you see these are blank, what the share price actually is, because that date is in the future. It will populate as that date comes up. It will populate. And so once this date passes, it'll be here. You can add in your dividend, your distribution, and then it'll show you what your actual dividend payment was. This is how many new shares that you're buying from reinvesting. And then you have here your actual contribution that you're making. We said $25 a week. So we're just assuming on this that we did that. And how many new shares you get from that. This is your total new shares. That's from drip and from the actual contribution that you made. And then it accumulates your total shares right here. Over here, you have your actual total. So this part, what you actually have in your fund now, and this is the difference. If it's negative, it means the actual is lower than the forecasted. If it's positive, it means the actual is higher than the forecasted. Let's come down here to the end. You can see that we were doing well just the last couple weeks. We have now dropped to where the forecast is outperforming the actual. The actuals had a rough November, early December. You can see it is really struggling here. But look here, we're still up. Now, I know this isn't a ton, but we're still up $4,000 from our initial investment. This here isn't telling you how much you're gained or lost. This is comparing your forecast. The 33,000 is where it would be versus where you actually are. As you see on the actual, it fluctuates just like the stock market. It goes up, it goes up, it comes down, and then comes way down. And hopefully we'll see it go way up. Where over here in the forecasted, it is just a steady stair climber up or down based on that percentage of growth that you put on the share price and the distribution rate growth. Those are the dynamic pieces that you'll see. Again, you only want to mess with these yellow cells. You start messing with these others, you're messing with all the formulas and they will break. And then you'll have to request a new sheet. I ask that you make sure you only mess with these yellow cells. You'll get your own copy. You can edit it all you want. If you go in here and mess with all these cells, you're going to break it. But you can definitely change and forecast what you want on the yellow cells. Over on tab 2, we did the same thing with CHPY. I'm not going to go through all the steps again, but you can see I've pre-filled all this in. It's a weekly payer. We're contributing nothing on this one, so we forecasted we would contribute nothing. We have nothing over here on what we're actually contributing, but we could actually do that. Even though we forecasted we wouldn't contribute, maybe we decide, hey, it's a dip, I want to buy some. Whatever the case, you can always add that in the actual. You can see that the distributions have been made. Come down here at the last update and where we are in comparison. So our actual is $2,000 ahead of what we predicted, what our forecast was. And this one we invested $15,000. And at this point, we're up to $23,000. Really been performing well, even though it's dropped slightly here in the last few weeks. Overall, it's been a strong performer thus far. And on the forecast on here, I actually only put 10% growth on the share price, even though the share price has grown significantly more than that in this short time. I wanted to go with a much more conservative growth rate, and the annual dividend growth has been 4%, so I put that in. You can see what the dividend distribution has been. It's gone from 36 cents, got up to 62. That's fluctuated quite a bit, but your actual dividend payments have gone from 121. You're getting upper hundreds here, and this is in a short period of time. That's what this does for you. If you have other funds, you come over here to ticker 3, put in the symbol, the start date. You can change all of these, and this will all populate. Let's just go ahead and type one in. We will go with MSTY, Misty. You can see it's loading, and it takes a little bit, so give it time. There's a lot of formulas. There it goes. It populated the share price right here. Because we haven't put in number of shares, all this is 0. The value is 0 because we don't have anything in it. You put in that you have 10 shares, and there it goes populating. And you can change all these as well. So that's how that works. We're going to go ahead and get out of this one. We're going to go over here to the cumulative. What that does is it takes all the active tickers. If you don't have anything in this cell A2 on all of these, this cumulative is only pulling in the ones that have an active ticker. You want to make sure that you don't have that in there. Nothing in there right there. Zeroed out. Now, with the 2 tickers we do have, it adds that up. Here's our forecasted value. Here's our actual value. And then it shows our forecasted dividend, our actual dividend, and the value difference. Again, the dividend difference. So you can see a positive number means actual is higher than forecast. We're getting a higher value and a higher dividend. As we come down here to the end. Now, as you get past dates haven't occurred yet, it's obviously going to get thrown off. We want to look up here till where we're current, and we can see that we're slightly down, but not as bad because CHPY is offsetting ULTY. CHPY's gain is offsetting ULTY's loss. We're actually getting a dividend on those 2 of about $550 a week. That's how that works. You can come over here to the instructions page. I have it all written out, what to do, each cell, and what not to do down here in some notes. That is the income forecast versus actual income spreadsheet. If you like these, you want to see comparisons of different funds, you want me to run some simulations, you want me to throw some funds in and do another video, leave that in the comments below. What are your thoughts? Is there a certain ticker you want to see? Do you think this needs some improvement? Feel free to share that as well. I appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time on Simply Money.